The 417Gamers is a group of board, tabletop, and card gamers in the 417 area code. This is the podcast. Welcome to the 417 Gamer Podcast, Episode 10, Expansion. In the 4, Andrea and I look back at our favorite 4 games that we played in the month of June. For the 1, we finally do another review. We're reviewing Nimalia. And for our 7, Mike comes on and we talk about our favorite 7 dishes in the 417. Without further ado, here's the 417 Gamer Podcast. Welcome to the 417 Gamer Podcast, Episode 10 Expansion. My name is Rick.
And I'm Andrea.
So, in this expansion, we're going to try and follow the similar format 417. Usually in the expansion, we just play around. We give you some expansion content if we can, but we got a little more to talk about. Yeah. So we start off with the 4, and instead of the 4 things we're looking forward to, we were recommending about maybe we focus on some gaming since we're the 417 Gamer Podcast. Yeah. So for the games that we enjoyed from the month of June, Andrea, what is a game you enjoyed from the month of June?
Well, I have one brand new one and one old favorite that I was introduced to. The first one is a brand new game we just caught called Shake That City. From
AEG Games.
Now, I believe you funded this Kickstarter?
Yes. Kickstarted it.
Yeah. It is... I really like it because it has a mechanic that I haven't seen in any other game we have. You take cubes, little square cubes, you put them in a box, and you shake it up. And then there's this little lever that you push, and then the cubes fall out onto the table in a certain pattern.
Yep.
And you then will take that to your game board, and you can have to match the cube layout from what you shook to the pattern of the either houses, shops, roads, or factories, or parks that go onto your board. And then depending on the layout on your board, which the layout of your board will change every time as far as scoring goes, because you've got pieces that go around the side that you shuffle up for each game that will orient into how many points you get for, if you get 4 factories in this particular row, you get so many bonus points. Or if you get 4 parks in this particular row, you get so many points. So you're both trying to look at those bonus points and line them up with the cubes that you shook out of the thing. So I like it because it changes every time you play it, both in the board layout and, of course, the shaking of the cubes. So that was really fun. We don't have any other game that has that particular... It's a little bit like Tiny Towns.
Because everybody's trying to build their own little city along at the same time.
Yeah. And whatever I choose as the active player, like of the cubes that fell out of the box, if I choose the green park cubes, nobody else playing can use those for their board. They have to choose another color of cube, either factories or houses or something for their board. So I find that interesting too. Because there's a lot of times I want what you rolled, but you chose it and I don't get to use it. So that was fun too.
Yeah, it has a little bit of that. That's pretty clever from the roll and write is the active player gets to pick and then everybody gets the leftovers.
Yeah.
Which I really like that. And you're also scoring, there, like Andrea said, there's the different buildings. There's parks, factories, houses, shops, and roads. And they individually score differently depending on where they are.
Yeah.
As long as the road can connect all the way to an outer one of the borders on the base map, you get 1 point per road.
Yeah.
Factories get a point. They get a point if they're next to a road, and they get a point if they're next to another factory.
Right. But if a house is next to a factory, it doesn't get any points.
Right.
Nobody wants to live next to a factory.
Right. Yeah, because houses get 2 points per area of houses. But yes, like you said, if they're next to a factory, house at no points.
Right.
Excellent. The little cube dispenser, the toy factor, everybody wants to push it.
Yeah.
So you shake it up and you pass it around the table. Shake it left to right, not up and down. the game instructions tell you that, but somebody will mess it up. I might have. And the cubes come out, and you're like, oh, that's why you shake left to right, not up down. Planet Unknown. This is published by Adam's Apple Games. We played this last year at a friend's birthday party. Mm-hmm. Absolutely fell in love with it. Had our friendly local game store get a retail copy, and now they are doing a second run on GameFound. I don't say this very lightly about too many games, but I firmly believe that this game should be in most gamers' collections. Planet Unknown, everybody's given a board, a blank planet, that has been sectioned off into grids, and then you have a tech track that you put next to your board, and in the middle of the board is a big Lazy Susan that has Tetramino, the little Tetris-style pieces. You'll have an active player. They spin the Lazy Susan to where they want, and everybody has a little triangle pointing at the Lazy Susan from their player board. When the active player picks their spot, they pick their piece, and every other player gets to pick a piece from where their triangle is pointing. Yeah. So it's simultaneous actions. There's no downtime. Whenever somebody's taking a turn, everybody's engaged. And then whenever you take a piece out and put it on your map, it has two different artworks on it. Each artwork signifies a tech track you get to move up. So the black art is for civilization. The gray is for technology. The blue is for your water development. Green is for biomass or greeneries. And then red is for rovers, so you can move around the board. You have to pick up life pods, and you need to pick up the meteorites as they crash into the Earth. Every time you put a tile out, if it shows a meteor, you have to put it on your board. Then you also have gold, which are energy art. That mimics anything it touches. So
basically it becomes a wild tile.
Kind of. It's a fantastic game. Everybody's engaged. I have yet to have anybody poo-poo this game. We've played from not quite family. It's a next step game. Yeah,
it is a little.
I would put this
medium weight.
I would put this at the weight of Seven Wonders, and for me right now, it replaces Seven Wonders. It's more of a cleanup than Seven Wonders, but the setup, when you pull it out and you throw it out, everybody has to put their cubes in their tech tracks, and you start going. It's pretty easy teach. It's a very easy play. Yeah. And when you're done and you look around at everybody's maps, it's a good time. Yeah. Also, whenever you're building your map, if you can fill up columns and rows, you get points. Right. I can't say enough about Planet Unknown. I love it so much so that we are very, very much considering doing the all-in deluxe pledge and maybe floating our copy down to a friend. Yeah. But, Andrea, what's something else that you enjoyed from June?
Well, apparently this game's been around for a while, but I'd never seen it or played it before. It's called For Sale. It's a real estate game. It's a card game. And it is... You lay out 4 or 5 cards, and we each bid on the properties. Correct. And there's everything from a cardboard box and a shack and an outhouse, all the way up to a giant mansion to a space station that you could buy. So there's 2 different phases to the game. One is where you are buying the properties, and then after you've bought them, you auction them off. And at the end of the game, whoever has auctioned off all their properties has the most money wins. Yes. So I love that when you're bidding on the properties, somebody might guess I can only afford this shack. And it's like, ooh, that is real life right there. Yeah. So it's really player interactive. It's the fun with the other players that I think really makes this game stand out. Yeah. The artwork on the cards is adorable. The little shack, it may be a shack, it's only worth 1 point, but it comes with a little kitty on it, which I was like, oh, I want the kitty. So I really enjoyed it. I don't know how I've gone this long without playing it, but...
Honestly, I know it's a filler length, But if you have friends that loved Monopoly because of collecting properties, I would play this with them first and see what they thought. Yeah. It plays so quick, so easy. It's all about whoever has the most money, just like Monopoly. But yeah, that double auction mechanic, I love. That first auction, somebody's going to start the bid, and then from then on, if you pass, you lose half of your money to the bank rounded up. So if you bid 3, bank takes 2, you keep 1. And you take the lowest property that was dealt out. The last person standing loses all of their money, but they get that highest property. Then in the next round, you're going to deal out what people are offering money-wise. They all want property, and you have to get rid of them. But once you deal out the monies, one for each player, everybody's going to put one of their properties face down. It's a game of chicken. You flip it over at the same time. And you might have got that cardboard box for free, but you might be selling it for $6. And you might have overpaid for that really nice house that's worth 24 points, or is a 24 rating. But whenever everybody flips at the same time, you might have the castle coming out, the mansion, and the space station, and you might get 0 for that nice 24 house that you spent so much money on. It's a fantastic game. It plays quick. I love it. I'm glad you got to...
Yeah.
A new to you game.
Right.
They make it in a standard, in a travel. The cards are the same size and quality. The travel side, you get these little thin chits for your money. The standard has a slightly box. I'd say about the size of Splendor Duel. Maybe roll for it. Around that size of box. And you get thicker cardboard money. However, the money is 1s and 2s. It is not that hard to go to a coin shop and find some defunct foreign currency in 1s and 2s, which my dad, coin collector a little bit. I got some some Swiss 1s, and I think I got some British 2s, some old British 2s that are kind of defunct, not used, and they're essentially worthless, but they work great in my game.
Right, yeah, exactly. Or you could use pennies.
Yes, you could use pennies, and then make your nickels worth 2, or just give away a whole bunch of pennies.
Yeah.
The last one we're going to talk about is Haben Gut. This is a game that it's finally getting a U.S. printing. It's called Rich and Goods. We reached out with Moon City Con to try and get a copy for Moon City, and they tried to get it to us, but it just didn't get printed and shipped over here in time. But I've played the game quite a few times, and I got to play it with some people around Moon City Con, I think right before. But Haben Gut is it's an economic game and a stock game. So on your turn, there are about 6 or 7 stocks. There's like coffee, tea, rice, beans, wheat, and I want to say something, 1 or 2 others. Anyway, but on your turn, you can buy or sell up to 3 stocks. Then, at the end of that turn, you may donate one of your stocks to charity. Once everybody's got a chance to do that, you have a rack of cards that sits between each of your neighbors. Going around, everybody will play a card from each of the racks to manipulate the stock market. And they range from like a -4 up to a +6 in that stock market. You must play one from a rack at full value and one at a half value. And it's, do you make your stocks worth better? Do you attack your opponents? Or, since you do the half, do you fall on your sword and try and mitigate how much damage they could do to your stuff? Mm-hmm. You do that for 4 rounds. At the end of 4 rounds, everybody flips over their stocks that they donated to charity. And you get to find out how much everybody's donated to charity so far. Then you'll do another 4 rounds. At the end of the game, you first scrutinize how much everybody's donated to charity after all 8 rounds. Whoever's donated the least is a dirty, selfish, stinking, rotten fool and does not deserve to be in your club. So they're kicked out. They cannot win. Then, all the people that are still standing, you go through, they sell back all their stocks that they've still in their portfolio, all the money they have. Whoever has the most money that's still standing wins. It's a fantastic game. Plays pretty quick. It's an easy teach. And most people... another one that I've not had a bad game of, and a lot of them are like, oh, where can I get this? And for the longest time, it's only printed in German. And my copy, I got a translated copy of rules printed off from Board Game Geek, and it's been in my copy. I played it because Catherine had it in her collection. And Catherine has a couple games that are only in German that are amazing. That, Big Boss, and a couple others. Just by chance, that game came into my friendly local game store at Metagames. I'm like, oh my god, I want that. And you're like, what is it? Don't worry about it, I want it. And I got a pretty good deal on it. And like I said, usually when somebody said, where can I get this? It was, you can't. You'll have to look on the used market or maybe see if they would print it every couple years in Europe. Mm-hmm. You'd have to get that.
Right.
But Ares is publishing they're bringing a publishing in the stateside. Instead of Hob and Good, it is called Rich and the Goods. Find it. It is an amazing game. I highly recommend it being in your collection if you like. It's not heavy. The lighter, I want to say family friendly because we have played it with family at Christmas time.
Yeah, it's definitely family friendly. And it's very player interactive, which is fun. Because you might have bought a bunch of white stocks, and then somebody plays something that takes the white stock value down by, 6 or 10, and you're like, no, and they're like, ha ha ha, So it's fun.
Yeah, but that's how we get. Those are the 4 games that we have enjoyed in the month of June. Let's go on to the one topic for the expansions. So, the one in this expansion episode of the 417 Gamers, we figured we'd do a review. We haven't done one in a while.
We haven't, and we should have, because we played a lot of new stuff.
We've played a lot of games. One that we've been hot on, this is something we picked up at Geekway to the West.
And it wasn't something we went looking for either. We actually went looking specifically for the expansion for Wingspan.
Yeah.
And I just happened to see this little game on the table, and I was like, yeah, we'll take that one too.
Yeah.
Because it had cute cover art.
This is Nimalia. This is designed by William Levin. Artist is Pauline Detraz. It is published in the States by Lucky Duck Games. And looks like overseas it is published by La Boîte de Jeux. In Nimalia, each person is designing their own animal sanctuary. Mm-hmm. Each round, every player will get 3 square cards that has 4 different regions on them, or 4 regions.
Yes.
Sometimes they could be same, but you will pick one. It's a drafting game. Put it face down, pass your hand to the next player, and then everybody will flip over at the same time.
Right.
You get the next hand of 2 cards, play, but every subsequent card you play must overlap a previous card by at least 1 square. Mm-hmm. And you cannot go any taller than 6 square segments high or 6 segments wide.
Yes.
Whenever you set up the game, you're going to pick a blue, a green, a yellow, and a red scoring card. In their corners, they either have 1, 2, or 3 leaves to let you know how complicated that card is to score. Mm-hmm. How much, if you want a really easy game with new people, pick 1 leaf cards.
Right. 2
gives you a little more strategy,
mm-hmm.
a little more depth, and then 3 are the harder ones.
Yeah.
So 1 might be otters on rivers that need to end in lakes. They need to end in a water square.
Right. Or maybe 1 penguin per row.
Right.
2 penguins is 0 points, but 1 penguin gets you 2 points.
It might be whoever has the most giraffes gets like 5 points. Mm-hmm. Second gets 3. Third gets whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever has the least amount of lions. That's what won you this last game we played. Whoever had the least amount of lions got 3 points. Everybody else lost 2. And that is how you beat me by 1 point. Nimalia is a drafting game. It's grid coverage. It is simultaneous action. It's a fun little game.
It is. We picked it up. We left it sitting on the shelf for several weeks after we got back from Geekway. And we're like, oh, let's break that out, see what it is. And man, not only did we like it when we took it to game night, everybody else liked it too.
Yeah. They've asked our friendly local game store to bring in some more copies, and I think they will. So, we haven't done a review in a while. Here's how we generally do it. We grade by 5 different criteria. We look at presentation, components, gameplay, theme, and then I call it factor. How much we like that game. It's a little added to the end. How much do we want to play it?
Mm-hmm.
Each of these we score at a 5-point grading scale. Then we add up that and divide by a possible 25 points to get its official score.
All right, let's do it.
So, in Nimalia, we look at presentation. We look at box art, how it looks on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Think of like a gaming store. How much does it pop out? Or on your own gaming shelf.
Yeah.
Does this really sing to you that wants to get played? And then also, when it's on the table, how nice does that look?
Yeah. Well, I think as just being, it's all cards. There's nothing else to it except your little tokens to move on the scoring grid. So box art, I'm going to give it a pretty high score for box art because that's why I picked it up. I was like,
Yes.
oh, that looks cute.
That is the reason why you bought it. We've been into playing Earth, Ark Nova. There's been a lot of little Everdale, New York Zoo.
Yes.
A lot of animal games lately, and then you saw that, hey, another animal game. Like,
Yeah. Another animal game, and the art is actually, it goes really well with the theme of the game. Sometimes the animals look too cartoony or, they don't really fit, but they did a great job with this one. However, I will say as far as presentation on the table, it loses a little bit there because it's just a card game. You're just laying down card.
It's overhead art of the animals. And I think the first time we started looking at it, you weren't too crazy about some of the animals, how they looked overhead.
Right.
Crocodiles look fine because
You're used to seeing them from above.
But an otter overhead kind of looks a little weird.
And the gorilla from overhead just looks like a rock.
Yeah.
Because you don't see his outline. He's just a little gray circle.
So, presentation. 1 to 5, what are you going to give it?
I'll give it a 3.5.
Okay. I'm going to get this. The box sells it. I mean, I try and usually shy you away from some themed games until we can see, how it plays, because I'm a gameplay person.
And you want to watch a review video before we...
Yeah. I'm so deep in our collection. I'm like, I don't know that A, I want to learn that game, and B, who's going to want to play it?
Right.
But I'm glad you picked this one up. So, yeah, I think I'm right with you at a 3.5. The box art sells it, and then I detract a little bit over the overhead. But, components. These are square cards. The finish on them is nice enough to where these have been in quite a few hands at this point.
Oh, yes. Multiple times.
I think we played 6 or 7 games. A couple of them have been just 2-player games, but quite a few have been multiplayer games.
Yeah, it plays up to 4, from 2 to 4 players.
And I don't feel like the cards are getting too grody or gross yet.
No, they're thicker cards. They really stand up. And like you said, they've got that nice... it's almost like a textured finish on them. I think that helps protect them. So they're really good quality cards, and we have had people walk by on Thursday night at Meta and be like, "Oh, what are you playing? Can I play?" And we're like, "Oh, it only plays 4. Sorry."
Yeah.
But so it is a little more eye-catching, I suppose, than what I gave it credit for. But the components are good.
And for this is, I think the retail price is around $20. And for a $20 card game, I think the card quality is better than Scout, something we reviewed back in January.
Yeah, I agree.
Scout started feeling a little, almost like there was like dirt and grime already stuck to the cards after like 3 plays.
Yeah.
And this, like I said, we've played it 7 or 8 times, and the cards still feel nice.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the wax finish on them. I don't know what it is, but they still feel good now. And I'm kind of on the fence on whether we sleeve this. It is going to be hard to find those square sleeves. And it's a little $20 card game. If it really gets beat up that much, I think we got our money's worth out of it, and we can find us another copy.
For sure. We've more than enough gotten our money's worth.
For a $20 card game, I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. And like the scoring track, because it goes up to, what does it goes up to, 100?
Goes up to 50.
And then you can flip your token
You
over.
have you have a cardboard chip per person to put out a plus 50, and then a plus 100.
Yeah.
And each one of us has hit that triple digit mark once a piece. But the triple digit mark is going to be very, very dependent on what scoring cards come out.
Right.
Which leads us into gameplay. This is a drafting game. This is simultaneous action, which we love. We love drafting. We love simultaneous action.
Yeah.
To where everybody's in the game at the same time. I do like my Euros where everybody takes a turn and you pay attention to what they do, but you're not doing a whole lot until it comes back to your turn. But this is one of those games where everybody flips over at the same time. We're all doing our thing. And maybe somebody is still trying to figure out where that goes, and we're held up by them for just a few seconds.
Sure.
But by and large, it happens at the same time. We keep on going, and I love that. I love simultaneous action. It's fairly easy to teach. It's fairly easy to learn. I read the rulebook on this one, and I know it's a little bitty card game, but there wasn't a whole lot of playthrough games that I saw online. And so, yeah, we read through this, played it over a weekend, and I think we played it probably a month after we got, maybe even more.
Yeah.
After Geekway, because we were like, what's something kind of quick and easy? And we were like, let's play something we haven't played.
Right.
Open this sucker up, and we play. I'm like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, and
Let's
then we
take it the
played
next
it
game
again.
night.
Yeah, and then we played it again back to back, and then we played another game when my brother was over, and we're like, oh, let's get Nimalia out. So
And he liked it too. So, gameplay, I'm going to put this at a 4.25.
all right, I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Okay.
And I will say, because you have the option of choosing either lighter scoring cards or harder scoring cards, depending on your players, this would be, you could play it with younger players, or for very or older players if you were going to play with your parents or grandparents, if you chose those easier score cards.
Along with gameplay also is how well it scales. So I'm going to bump this up to a 4.5 as well. Because we've played it at 2, 3, and 4. And we have liked all plays.
Yeah.
And everybody has liked it with us. So, and that's a big thing, because we've played a couple games recently that the 2-player wasn't as good as the 3-player or 4-player, or vice versa.
Right.
And scaling really matters when you throw it in the game bag. I mean, now a lot of my games, I know, I'm like, we only have 3, we're not playing that. That plays crappy at 3.
Right.
That brings us to theme. You're running an animal preserve. The art lends itself to the theme. As far as a little $20 card game, I think the theme is there, but it's not super themey. But for a little drafting game, it's as much theme as you're going to get out of like a Sushi Go.
Sure.
I feel like there's more theme to it than, I hate to harp on it again, Scout.
Yeah.
I love Scout, but the theme
Doesn't affect the game at all.
Does not. This does.
Absolutely.
On this one, there might be a scoring card that the crocodiles need to be right next to the giraffe.
Yeah.
What else is he going to eat?
Yeah, or the otter's river needs to go to a lake.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the theme definitely has an effect on the game.
So for a little card game, I'm going to give this, I'll give it a 3.75.
Okay.
It's more than most, but it's not like crazy theme.
Sure. Yeah, I'd agree. Let's go 3.75 for me. We do have other games where the theme is more important.
Yeah. When you're done with the card game, you're like, oh, okay, I felt that a little bit more.
Yeah.
And this one, the theme is there, and I recognize the theme is there, but it's not like, oh man, I'm running my preserve. It's
right.
I need to cover that so I can get 2 more points than you this round. And that also, probably a little bit of me, I need points in gameplay. That brings us to the it factor. How much do you want to play this?
Yeah.
From a little card game?
I'm going to go ahead and say a 4.25.
Okay.
I think this should be a staple for us to have with us. It's a small box. It's not as small of a box as, say, Scout or a card game. It's just a little bit bigger. It's smaller than, say, Splendor Duel or Patchwork size box. But it is...
Take your ballpoint pen. It is that tall by that wide.
Yeah.
By a quarter of that deep.
Yeah.
It's a small box.
It's a small box. It's easy to fit into any game. I think it's definitely one that we should always have with us.
It'll be in the rotation. I think we're going to have it quite often.
Yeah.
But I also, this is on the lighter side with fewer mechanics, and I don't want to burn it out of the group.
Sure. But even if we have a night where we play a heavy Euro, if somebody else is playing another heavy Euro, we might have a time gap in between, and this plays quick, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You
It's definitely a filler.
20,
it's
30
one
minutes.
of our new favorite fillers.
So have it on hand, I say.
Right. So, my it factor, I'm going to put this at a solid 4.
Okay.
Right now, this is a favorite filler. Come back in a year. Who knows where I would be on the it factor.
Sure.
Because how much we play some of these games into the dirt, into the oblivion.
And and this one is still new for us. It's the new shiny, and we're still excited about it.
We are. And so I have some of those photo cases that have, it's a big case that has like 16 little compartments. Mm-hmm. And I'm taking some games out of their boxes and shoved them in there. And then some of the card games just flat out go in there. This would not fit.
No, it's a little bit too big for that because the cards are not poker card size. They are square. They'd be the size of 2 poker cards almost.
And I would love to put them in one of those. But then I'd hate myself because I like the box.
Yeah, the box art is good. The way they've got the insert in the box to hold the cards from. That's another thing I like about the way the box is set up is that it's a tiny box, but it still needs an insert so that the cards don't fall around. When you are throwing it in a bag or carrying it around, it does stay pretty snug in there.
Yeah, it does. So, presentation. Andrew was at a 3.5. I was at a 3.5. Components. Andrew was at a 4. I was at a 4. Gameplay, we're both at 4.5s. Theme, we're at 3.75s. It's the it factor. Is that right?
I think I liked it just a little more than you did for the it factor. 4.25 versus 4.0 for you.
Yeah.
But you're a little pickier on these smaller, easier games than I am.
Right.
You like a little chunkier game than I do sometimes.
I like a chunky game.
But yeah, all in all, if you guys are looking for a family weight game that's quick and easy, I think this is definitely one to keep on the shelf. Like I said, it's a good filler game and it's great even for the two of us. We literally went from playing Lorenzo El Magnifico, a very dry Euro game.
We got off of our pile of possibilities, our shelf of opportunity.
We're like, we got a few more minutes. Let's break out Nimalia again, and we enjoyed both just as much.
I enjoyed this more.
Yeah, okay.
Lorenzo was good, but I want to see it at 3 and 4. I don't think Lorenzo is going to make our rotation to 2-player games.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of other 2-player games that I enjoy way more playing with you.
Yeah.
But, so, how we do this, we add up the scores. So, like I said, Andrea and I were both at 3.5s on presentation, 4s on components, 4.5s on gameplay, 3.75s on theme. Lock and step until we got id factor. She's a little bit higher at a 4.25. I'm at 4 flat. Her total was 20. Mine was 19.75. You divide that by the possible 25 points. Andrea has a score of 80.
Wow.
Which is a nice B- for Nimalia. And mine is a 79.
Yeah.
That's a pretty strong game for low card game.
Yeah, it is.
We likes it.
We do.
So that's Nimalia, designed by William Levin and published by Lucky Duck Games.
Give it a try.
Give it a try. Top 7. We've got Mike back on here on the expansion episode. We are talking our favorite 7 dishes in the 417. usually I want to have an order, like your favorite to the least, but I know for a lot of us, it's really dependent on the day and what you're craving, because I don't always want chimkins.
Right.
I don't always want beef.
Yeah.
And one of these, I'm not the biggest vegetable person, but one of them's a veg dish.
Ooh.
I know.
Veg dish.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
So, our top 7, Andrea and I first started thinking about, hey, we'll combine our list. And then I'm like, but I got a whole bunch you don't. So,
okay, different
you're getting
list.
21. Well, there might be some crossover.
There's probably some crossover. I'm guessing.
You're probably at least getting 14.
Yeah.
Between 14 and 21 dishes in the 417 area. A lot of them are going to be Springfield centric. Mm-hmm. But Andrea, since gas prices are staying steady.
High but steady.
We're going to try and make our way out to more of these places. Because I got a dish on here. I think we'll make it. But we'll get into that. So, favorite 7 dishes. Let's start with Mike, your number 7.
Like I said, these are no order whatsoever. Sure. These are, a lot of mine are comfort foods too. So they're not going to be like fancy, but like my 7 is Omo, the bento box, the Fuji, like it's the wasabi, cream wasabi one.
Oh, that is good.
I like that cream wasabi at the bento box there at Omo. It's a comfort
Get you
food
a couple
for me.
Tempuras, couple sushi bites.
The little, just the thing, and that creamy wasabi. It's not really spicy at all. And they always give me an extra side of it.
Just a kick.
Yeah, just a little bit. And I always get the extra. They always give me an extra side of the cream sauce, the wasabi sauce.
Yeah,
and wasabi. I can have the wasabi too. And yeah, that's what's one of my comfort foods. I like Omo.
Sorry.
Rick's dying. It's okay.
Yep. Andrew, you're number 7.
My number 7, also comfort food. The Monte Cristo at Cheddar's. That was the only Monte Cristo I'd had for a long time, and then I went somewhere else and ordered Monte Cristo. It was just like this plain ass sandwich, it wasn't dipped in funnel cake batter. There was no powdered sugar on it. It was very disappointing.
We're both recovering from
the crud. Yeah.
Oh, got
we
the
had
cookies.
We had the con crud, and it just lingered.
So you know what? I will put my number 7 as another Monte Cristo, just to rival yours. Mine is the Mighty Monte Cristo from the Rusty Rooster Cafe in Osage Beach. When you and I went to the 3C or 5C convention up in Osage Beach, we were trying to find a place to eat. We went to a sports bar that they said had really good wings.
Oh, I remember that.
When we walked in there, there was a cloud of cigarette smoke that billowed out there. And we both went, nope.
Oh, yeah, we just lay. I was like, nope.
We went down the street, and there's this multicolored rooster out in front of the building, and you're like, what do you think?
I'm like, it's a nice little place.
It doesn't look like people are smoking in there. And, I've been so used to the Springfield area, the metro, where there's no smoking allowed, which is really nice.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
if you want to smoke, great, fine.
Yeah.
Just, I don't want to be where I'm eating.
Yeah, not where I'm eating. It's like no.
So we went in there. I think everybody else, like somebody got a burger, somebody got some breakfast because I think they have an all day breakfast. But their Mighty Monte Cristo is ham, turkey, bacon, and Swiss between French toast, and it's a berry compote and it's seasonal. So sometimes it's blueberry, sometimes it's raspberry, sometimes it's sour cherry. It was so good. It's the reason why I finally went and had Cheddar's. And Cheddar's is good. Don't get me wrong.
Cheddar's is good.
I'm like, you can't beat French toast, Monte Cristo. But yes, that's my number 7.
That's a good one.
Mikey, number 6.
Number 6 is I like it's Buckingham's barbecue. They've been around here forever, and they're not the popular place anymore.
Well, because we have so much.
We got so much barbecue, but I like they make a nachos. I like the shaved brisket nachos they make.
See, everybody else is pulled pork.
See, my favorite smoked anything is brisket though.
Gotcha.
I like beef. I like the brisket. I like pulled pork too, but my favorite's always been brisket. That's just my go-to. And so they're brisket nachos, or even they're pretty much just their brisket though. I like they make a good sandwich.
Yeah.
Their barbecue sauce is just it's a good basic, steady. You know what you're gonna get. Good barbecue sauce if you like it a little wet. I like Buckingham's brisket really still. They make a great smoked tender.
3 locations. I think they spread themselves too
thin,
to keep up the quality.
Yeah.
because they had the restaurant on the north side, and every time I went there, the meat was under the heat lamps too long.
No.
Was dry, was not the same. When Andrew and I went there, the one over by Bass Pro, we each got a sandwich, and it was really, really good.
Yeah, that's the only one I go to because I live.
Sure.
What,
I think that's the only
not
one left.
5 minutes. Yeah, it's the only one left now. But that's the only one I ever go to is the one right by Bass Pro. You go upstairs. Me and a friend went there a couple weeks ago. We went upstairs, we ate and watched out the windows and chatted and just, hey, it's a nice little, it's not a bad venue. Nobody else was up there.
Right.
You can just go up there and sit, relax, and chill out. And yeah.
Andrew, your number 6.
My number 6 is the sweet and sour pork from Corner 21.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
It's really, really thin. Yeah, just like they shave it like paper thin, and then they fry it, and then the sauce is good. Oh man,
and it's still crispy in the sauce.
Yeah, that's crispy. That little.
It blew my mind.
Yeah.
Every time you get Springfield style cashew chicken, sweet and sour, General Chicken or whatever.
Yeah.
It's breaded, but it's soggy.
It gets soggy.
And you're just like, hey, this is good. This is how it's supposed to be. First time you have sweet and sour pork from Corner 21.
It's kind of like candied almost.
Yeah.
It's that crispy. It's kind of candied.
Yeah.
It's like that
and when
crispy.
You're
It's
trying
just
to be
like
good, you're like, oh, this is not. I'm being naughty.
Yeah, because it's sweet. It is. That is an excellent. I won't do that one, but that's one of my. It's that sweet and sour pork. There's.
So I'm gonna go with 24 wings from Coyotes in Nixa. And why is it Nixa? Because in Nixa for their 24 wings, you get 4 flavors. The one in Springfield, you only get 3.
Oh,
I know.
Really?
And for the 4 flavors I would be picking would be the Arizona Gunslingers, which is their 3rd hottest. It's the hottest that still has heat and flavor. Their 2 hottest I think they have way more heat than flavor.
Really, just the heat, not the flavor.
Yeah. Yeah. The Roadrunners have just a little bit of, I think, peach to them, but not enough for me to care.
Right.
And the Poultrygeist, which is the ghost pepper.
The ghost pepper one.
It's just hot.
Yeah.
Which is fine if that's what you're wanting. The twice fried Cajuns, the twice fried raspberry jalapenos, which is the only way to have those, and then the Boneyards. It's like a mustard-based teriyaki style sauce. But 24 wings, Coyotes in Nixa, because you get 4 flavors. And exercise those flavors because they've got like 40 plus flavors.
Yeah, they've got a lot. Yeah,
I've been through the menu, but then they've added some since I've been through the menu.
I used to remember when they had the buffet menu, that buffet down here in town here every once in a while. That was really good.
I know it was $15, but I get my money's worth.
Yeah, you would. They had you could get the boneless. They had the bone on, and they put out 7 or 8
they
different.
Put 12 sauces.
12 sauces out.
3x4 grid.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't
must
remember
have
what
been
it was.
before COVID.
Yeah, this was before
was.
COVID. Yeah, gosh, it's been probably 4 years since we went there. At least we was.
And they might have brought it back, but I haven't been since.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been the last year and a half that we've really been trying to focus on going to more restaurants.
Yeah.
Mike, you're number 5.
Well, I'm going to sneak in here probably with a crossover.
Yeah.
Nawab.
What from Nawab?
I could do the next 3 with this, actually, probably. So I'm going to go with the, gosh, it's so hard. I'll go with the butter chicken there. There's the 3 of them, as we all know. I'll just say them, though. The korma,
Yes.
the butter, and the tikka masala.
Specifically for
3.
me, and I'll go ahead and spoil my 5. It's the korma veg.
Okay, yeah. The korma veg there is good, too, yeah. The chicken korma is great, too.
Chicken
The
korma is
veg
good.
Yeah.
But the vegetable is so good.
It's got that sweet, creamy.
And it was so impressive that the vegetables still have a crunch and a snap to them, but they're still cooked.
But they're tender. But they're tender, but they got a they
Right.
yeah, they got
It's
they're
like
tender.
that, the Corner 21, the crispy pork.
Crispy pork, yeah. Yep.
Andrew, you're number 5?
Mine is the ravioli rosa from Cafe Basilica.
Yeah, on Commercial Street.
Yeah, it's cheese ravioli, and they've got both a tomato and a light sauce that they mix together to put on top. It's
So good.
oh my gosh.
I haven't tried that one yet.
Cafe Basilica is good. Get their bread service. Now, we personally left out appetizers on this list. We're going for main dishes.
Right.
Their bread service, ask for, if you like balsamic,
Oh, yeah.
ask for their balsamic because it pours like maple syrup.
Oh, it's
and
so
then you
thick.
put it with their extra virgin olive oil. Because she gave us just a little cap, and Andrew's like, we need more. She goes, no, try that first.
Yeah.
Put a little EVO on it, and it's so
good.
rich.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we're like,
This is
we're
good stuff.
got to have this.
Yeah, and then we saw how
Got
much
to have it.
that cost.
Yeah.
It's
It,
like,
it was like
For a
the
balsamic?
price of, Well,
Yeah,
the
for
bread
a
service.
A good balsamic is worth it.
It was like $75 a bottle.
Yeah.
And that's
I'll pay
before
that.
shipping
Yeah.
costs.
Yeah, and this was from Italy. They don't
Yeah.
make it here in the States.
But like you said, but you don't use as much. It's thick.
Yeah.
It's sweeter. It's just better. It's
Yeah.
better than that junk you buy.
Yeah. So yeah, my 5 was the veggie korma, which brings us to 4.
4 is Bambinos.
Okay.
The ziti
Yeah.
with the
this
braised.
is
It's
good.
just like I said. A lot of these are just. I mean, they're not the new and fancies, but they're my go-to staple standard every time. I go there and get the artichoke dip and the ziti, and you're kind of in heaven for an hour.
Now, their artichoke dip, I prefer going to Del Mar. Same thing with their bruschetta, because it's always consistent. It's always the same.
yeah.
The one in Lone Pine, they've got the kids from Glendale and Catholic working there, and I understand they work hard,
Right.
but the flavors are just slightly off sometimes.
Yeah.
Where their bruschetta is a little bit on the sweeter side or on the sour, more tart side. But their pastas are always pretty.
Yeah. I always go the one on Battlefield just because
Easier to get into.
it's easier to get into.
Yeah.
Me and a friend went to the one here. It was their birthday about a month ago. The little one down by the college, and they got 5 parking spots. It's like, and the little if it's really hot, the little outside room can kind of be warm in the sun over there. And like, I don't want that. I just I like the one over on Battlefield.
Understood.
But yeah, the ziti there with that braised rib meat,
Roast beef.
the roast, it's just
braised roast and
braised
the red
roast,
tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just and it's excellent. It's consistent and it's delicious every time. I've never got bad there.
Yeah.
Andrew, you're number 4.
Mine is the General Chicken from Five Spice.
Yeah.
I don't normally go for General Chicken. Normally I'm more sweet and sour, cashew chicken, that kind of stuff. But we went and I got the cashew chicken, you got the General Chicken, and I tried it. And I was like, wow, that is really good.
I've never got their general there before.
Yeah.
Pretty good though.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was really impressed.
And there for a little bit when we were going through shutdown, all that stuff, their quality of chicken fell off, and it might have just been what they could
That was
get
just
their hands on.
there was a supply chain
But
there for a while. Everybody
their
had the
quality of chicken has stepped back up.
Oh, good.
Because there's nothing worse than going through and biting into that gristly piece of chicken. You're just like, ugh.
Yeah, that ruins the whole. For me, it's like,
I'm not hungry anymore. Maybe I'll eat some more rice.
Yeah.
Well, and there for a while. It was like 6, 8, maybe a year. There was just tough chicken. Everywhere was just wasn't even gristle. It was just tough chicken. And I was just like, I don't want tough chicken.
So my number 4, I'm going to go the peanut butter chicken from Newhouse, and that's your fault, you son of a bitch.
You're welcome.
I'll have to believe that. But you're like, if you had peanut butter chicken, I'm like, that sounds weird.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
No, you need to try it. So I tried it.
Tried it, yeah. Oh.
Right?
And it's like another one of my upcoming dishes. I only get it like once a quarter or once every 6 months. But every now and
But
again.
you gotta have it every once in a while. Every couple of months, I'm like,
It's a thick,
peanut
syrupy
butter chicken.
Yeah.
but man,
Yeah, it's
it hits the
It
spot.
sounds terrible, but oh my God, it's so
It's
good.
a hug on the inside.
yeah, and it's the best peanut butter chicken in town.
I can't.
Thai Express has a peanut butter chicken, but
Do
it's
they?
not even close.
It's
It's
not.
not. It's not like that.
Right.
And there was another
There was a
restaurant.
Chinese restaurant on Republic Road that did it,
Oh, really?
like 5-star or something like that.
Okay.
But I don't know for certain. I never tried
Right.
it because why would I know right where the good
Yeah,
one
I know.
is?
That's I've had that's
Because so many of the Chinese restaurants, somebody like, oh, try this, and I've tried it. I'm like, meh. Of
I
different
don't
dishes.
lead you wrong usually.
You don't.
If I say it,
No. If you tell
I'll
me
give you
go to
shitty
a
food.
place-
I was like,
You have me try nasty stuff here.
and I'll tell you,
when
this
you
is
say go
gross.
spend my money, you're
Yeah.
like, go here, and I
Yeah.
usually don't waste my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to number 3.
Number 3 for me is Lebanese place. And I only usually get one thing there. I get the platter.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of a cheat almost because it's just got everything on there. But that's a dish of theirs, and you get some
Goat cheese wrapped in grape leaves.
the grape leaves, the kebabs. You get a lamb, or you can get beef, or you can get chicken, whatever you want. Kebabs. You get the falafel,
Yep.
rice, falafel, the grape leaves,
And there's something else.
I don't know if the hummus and
then you
stuff
get
comes with it or not.
You get the Lebna, which does not come with it.
Yeah, I like the Lebna. Yeah, I always like the Lebna.
Which throws a completely different flavor on every single thing.
Yeah, yes.
You like try everything once,
yeah,
and then dip it
then
in the Lebna
Then
once.
go for Lebna. Yeah.
And you're like, you'll find out which ones you like and which ones you don't.
Because you got to go early for the Lebna, too. Cause
then you try to get me, or you
sells
tell me to
out.
try
You
that
did it.
nasty
You did
coffee.
It. You did it.
Ugh.
Oh, the Lebanese coffee. It's got coriander. Is there coriander in it?
I don't know.
It's
got
so
extra,
good.
It's got extra blood. For somebody that doesn't like coffee,
You don't
it's
even
got,
drink coffee.
No.
No, he and this is real coffee. This is like syrup coffee.
Oh.
And Rick was like,
The owner and cook, he's like, yeah, I'm getting him to try. He didn't like coffee. He's like, you don't like coffee? And then I also had the vegetables on one side. He goes, you don't like the vegetables? I said, my food eats the vegetables. He goes, you don't like the vegetables? Maybe you like the coffee. And I drink the coffee. No.
Nope.
He goes, no, you don't like the coffee.
I finished the coffee. It was fun.
Andrea, number 3.
My number 3 is the butter chicken butt from Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
I just, something about, and you're talking about pairing it with stuff. The butter chicken with the naan, when you dip it in, tastes to me different than when it's with the paired with the rice.
Still, yeah. It gives it more like garlicky. Almost.
Yeah.
The naan's is different. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
So, but that is definitely one of those warm comfort foods. Really good.
It is really good. Oh, my phone went to sleep. I need you back. My number 3. Ooh. I've got 4 or 5 dishes here. Okay. It's another heavy one. It's one I get like once every 6 months. It is the sausage Chicago stuffed pizza at Archie's.
Oh.
And when I tell people to go there...
Well, I'll just bundle it because that's my number 2.
Is that your number 2?
Well, it's the double stuff, the Chicago crust. Yeah.
Now, they have a deep dish.
Yeah.
But
No,
this is not
not the
that.
deep dish.
The deep dish is good.
Not but the double stuff is
But
with the Chicago style.
They put down one crust.
Yes.
Then they put down cheese and sausage.
Yes.
Then they put down another crust. Then they put cheese and tomato sauce over the top.
Yeah.
And it is so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I only get it once every 6 months.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because it is so thick and so
Yeah.
rich.
Yeah.
And I send people over there and I tell them, get the pizza. And they go over there and get something else. And they're
Like the spaghetti or...
yeah. And they're
Yeah,
like,
no, yeah.
"It
I've
was
told
okay."
everybody
I'm like,
don't get.
No.
I've told everybody it's like get that double stuffed pizza.
When you take
like,
it,
just
when
get
I
that.
give you a recommendation, please do the thing I say. If I tell you top to bottom, this restaurant's amazing.
Yeah. Whatever you like.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when I say, when you go here,
Get
order
this.
this.
No matter what.
Right.
First off, get this. Then try other shit.
You know what?
Get this.
Fine. Next time you go to, whatever Mexican joint, get the burger.
Yeah.
So that's your number 2?
I like the corn dog, please, at the fancy Mexican restaurant. Thank you. Fries with that. Yeah,
That's
that's
got
my
a kid's meal.
Right.
yeah, that's my number 2 is Archie's that double stack.
Yes.
Not like you said.
And we did pepperoni, but this last time we did sausage and pepperoni. My dad and I, after fishing,
Yeah.
that
yeah.
sausage, they make it in-house.
In-house, yes. Archie, he makes
And we
it
did
in-house.
raviolis one time, and we were going to do the hamburger and the pepperoni,
Mm-hmm.
and the waitress stopped us. She goes, the sausage is made in-house.
Yeah.
And she goes, whatever spices and whatever ingredients and amounts he puts in there, she goes, it's the best sausage in town.
Yeah.
And as far as
She's
Italian
not
sausage,
wrong. She's not wrong.
Yeah.
No.
Those raviolis were the best thing we
Yeah.
ate besides the deep dish pizza was good.
The first time I went, it was me and Summer. We went there and got the deep dish.
Right.
And I think I would told Jens about this. We
Yep.
went there and got the deep dish. I'm like, it wasn't
Right.
Chicago style kind of
Yeah.
like that thing. But then the next time, I think you guys had got the next
Took
time.
a picture and showed you on Instagram.
Yeah, you're like, the next time you guys got the double stack, I'm like, okay. So I went back like the next week, got the double stack. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. This is
I was
it.
like, is this what you got? And you're like, no,
No, that's not
we
what
got.
I got at all. That doesn't look anything like what I got. So I went back and I'm like, oh, the double stack.
Yeah.
And that's when we got that. And then that thing is just
Stuffed double crust, Chicago style pizza at Archie's.
Yeah, that thing is the bomb. It's like it's probably that's probably my favorite pizza in town anymore.
After Luco's went out, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I love Luco's.
Locals had a good, but yeah, now Archie's.
But
That
I mean,
double stack is-
shut down, claimed a lot of businesses
Oh,
we
a lot
liked.
of,
Yeah.
yeah. And quality.
Andrea, your number 2?
My number 2 is the Dave's Special Cashew Chicken at Leong's.
Yeah.
I like it's the original cashew chicken sauce. And if you get the Dave special, it comes with either hot and spicy soup or the wonton egg drop soup. And I always get the egg drop soup because normally I don't like egg drop soup. Normally it's just watered down and it's just a bowl of broth and But theirs is it's like exactly. But theirs has good flavor and it's just really thick and it's almost like chicken noodle soup when you're sick and you're just like it's that really warm comfort stick to your ribs feeling when you eat it. So and then you get the original cashew chicken after that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's good. That's good cashew chicken. It is. It's still probably it's a really good quality.
Yeah,
they don't screw around with it there. I mean.
Right.
So my number 2 is the chimichanga from Tortilleria Purchase. And so
which one?
Huh?
Which one?
What do you mean?
Which chimichanga?
The chicken, pork, beef.
The pork or the beef, both shredded.
Pick. Depends on my answer next.
Pork.
Oh, you son of a bitch. It's mine too.
It is so good. They use that puff pastry for their chimichanga. It's crispy. It's flaky.
Yeah.
And if they use the same cheese that the place on South Campbell, Cielito Lindo's.
Yeah.
Because they use that
cheese.
Adero cheese, which is a little sharper.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be the perfect dish. That would be number one, head and shoulders over everything. Because their cheese is fine.
Yeah.
But the
It's just a
chimichanga
cheese. Yeah. The
is
chimichanga
great.
there.
And the way that they season their pork and their beef.
The pork on there is just
slow roasted because the barbacoa is so delicious. The pork is too. But I don't get pork at too many places, so that's why I picked the pork over the barbacoa.
Okay, wait, real quick. We're gonna break the conversation just for 2 seconds. I've got a thing in my head.
Yeah.
Have you went to it's right up here in the little strip mall. The little Mexican restaurant up there.
Nope, you've asked me a couple times.
Oh,
Which
God,
time
you
got
gotta
there?
go there. I got the torta. Did I tell you about the torta I got there? Oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
It's a Cubano. It's a Hispanic Cubano.
Okay.
With,
I don't know what that is.
A Cuban's like ham.
Oh, okay.
And it's like shaved ham and pork and pickles and mustard, like Swiss.
Yeah.
On a smashed bread.
Honestly, yeah, their torta there it had steak on it. It was like a ribeye, like but kind of cut up, kind of like a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh.
But it didn't have pickles. It had red peppers. I think it was like red peppers on it, and it didn't. And it's other sauce, whatever the hell it was. Oh my God, it wasn't like just mustards on a Cubano, right?
Yeah.
This was different, but it's called the Cubano there.
Yeah.
And it was just like.
Was that your number one?
Fried egg. Fried egg. It had a fried egg on it, too. Had a fried egg on it.
Man.
Fried egg, pork.
And a $5 bill. They give you a $5 bill.
Massage.
Yeah.
$5 bill.
They walked out, you're like, okay?
See. No, that's not my number one. Well, gosh. Well, because your pork chimichanga there is... But you got that one, so I will go the torta, or really a lot of stuff there. And I got to think of the name of the place. It's right up the road, so I live there. It's a weird little name.
All right.
Insert
go ahead.
hold music.
Andrea, what's your number one?
My number one is the brown curry from Everyday Thai. It's chicken and cut up
C4.
cut up
Gang
potato.
Moon,
Yeah. Potatoes and cashew nuts, and then you serve it over rice. And you can either get chicken or pork or beef.
You tried the one with pickles there.
No.
Try.
Why would I choose a pickle?
It's really good. It's a soup. It's a soup there, and it's got 3 noodles. Did you try that, or did you get it with me one day? Okay, it's got like 3 noodles with it. It's kind of like the 3 noodle soup or something like that. But it's got like chicken in it, and it's like a cream sauce, like I
generally don't go after the pickle.
But then they put pickle in it.
That's fine.
And it works.
Hey.
It really, really works. So when you go there,
Okay.
it's like, I don't know what number.
Give them the pickle.
Get the pickle one. Go like, I want the soup with the pickle. It's El Champo too. Tacos El Champo
Tacos El Chapo.
is the Mexican restaurant. Yeah, but get the one with the pickles. And you just like it. I won't lead you wrong. You'll be like, oh geez, it's good.
Okay. All right.
So my number one,
You don't know. You don't even know.
Because I got 3 left.
Oh, I know. I'm the same way. That's why I'm saying there's like...
I'll just go to the lasagna bolognese from Nona's.
Okay.
Nona's has 4 lasagnas.
Mm-hmm.
And all 4 of them are good. And I could have not gone wrong with any of them. They have a deep fried lasagna.
Yeah.
They have they have a seafood lasagna. They have the lasagna bolognese, and they have the lasagna starts with an A.
Oh, I know. I can't.
A la whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This one is the heaviest one. It's got a red cream sauce. It's got red spicy bell pepper. And why their bell pepper is spicier than any other bell pepper?
I don't think it's the bell pepper spicy. I think it's got to be. I think they got to put spice into it.
Because it says spicy red bell pepper. Or what,
Yeah.
They just put red spicy. And
I think they put some.
pepper.
I think they put some red pepper in there too, something because the bell pepper. It's got the bell pepper flavor, but it's got heat
just
to
a
it.
kick to it.
Just
Yes.
a little heat, which has got to be red pepper. Like they've got to add because no bell pepper has.
It's another one of those hugs on the inside, and like that sucker, it's hard for me to finish.
It's a monster.
I'm a big guy.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, most of the Nona's dishes, it's a $2 split plate, and as long as you and the other person are amicable, most of those dishes are more than enough to split.
Yeah.
The big Nona is a plate of spaghetti with 2 meatballs about the size of your fist, with their ragu sauce. Just delicious food. Nona's has been around for a long time, and they earn it.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to honorable mention?
Did you get your first? Oh,
I did.
Yeah, you did your. That's
Yeah,
right,
everyday tie.
Oh gosh. Did you guys ever get to try the Missouri Mike's, the lobster roll there?
No.
I won't put that as my honorable, but if they throw it out there, it's very seasonal. It's very every maybe once, twice a year. Missouri Mike's. It's a barbecue joint,
Right.
But
when the lobsters migrate
lobster
through.
roll, when the lobsters come through Missouri,
Yes.
he grabs them and he boils them.
When they migrate through Missouri.
Yeah, they're walking through.
Data chum.
Yeah, whoop, 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 whoop. And got him. The lobster roll
the
there.
Shane comes through. Hopefully he has his horn this time.
That's really good. So Missouri Mike's, he'll throw it on Facebook. He's like, hey, and Robert Matowski, that plays, we're friends on there.
Hey.
And the lobster roll there at Missouri Mike's is real. I mean, he puts in, the lobster roll, it's like that big. But it's like heaped over with lobster, and it's just.
Well, Divine Delicatessen supposedly has a pretty good lobster roll too.
Yeah, they have some one and two. I haven't got to try that one yet.
One thing I've had there is their meatball. Their meatball sub.
Oh, okay. Is that pretty good?
Oh yeah, great sauce, really good meatballs, and they toast the cheese over the top of it.
Oh, okay.
Very messy, but meatball subs generally.
Maybe they are.
Yeah.
That's not my honorable mention either. Andrew, do you need an honorable mention?
Mine is at Nakado's, the sushi roll, the Hope roll.
Yeah.
I don't know what they put in it. And we have gone to many, many Japanese steakhouses, and I have tried to find something similar.
And I found one I like better.
Is it the one we're talking about nowadays?
You're wrong,
yeah.
but it's okay.
He's right. He's right.
But man, I don't know what they put in there, but man, it's so good. I just
got more crispies in the Hanode,
and yeah,
and it's a sweeter cream cheese and.
Which one is that one?
The Hope roll.
I think I got the Hope roll.
And I think you're talking about the Wowie Wow.
Wowie Wow, yeah.
The Wow Wee Wee.
Or
no, it's Wowie Wow.
Well, there's two. There's a Wow Wee Wee and there's a Wee Wee Wow.
The Wee Wee Wow. The Wee Wee Wow is the better one.
One's got spicy. One does not.
Yeah.
The Wee Wee Wow is not spicy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the not spicy.
I like the not spicy one.
Me
I
too.
like the sweeter one. Yeah. That's the Wee Wow Wow.
Okay.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm pretty sure that's the because the Wee Wee Woo.
The Wee Wee Woo. This is a third one that I made up.
Yeah, that was horrible. I'll never get that one. You pee on it. It's disgusting.
That's just an octopus.
The Wee Wow Wow. It's the Wee Wow Wow. That's the cream cheese sweeter one. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite too. There.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. It's the closest thing.
Well, and whenever they get the soup that you were alluding to, they're like 3 green onion rings in mine, whereas Nakata just gives you like one.
Yeah.
But Nakado's does give you 2 mushroom pieces that are like You know.
Shaved,
Yeah.
paper thin.
Yeah. There's like one portobello knife that they bought for that night.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nice shiitake, it's portobello.
And they shave
just a
it.
little shave for each person.
Yeah, I know. I love that. You go
It's
there.
8 o'clock and we've almost just hit the mushroom.
They get a half a shave. Like, what the hell? Yeah, I love that. You get the two or three little scallion pieces.
Did you like your soup?
It was
You're nice just because you want to make sure your food's cooked well.
yeah. No, that's I actually like the soup.
My honorable mention is the 3-meat combo platter from Hogtied in Aurora.
Well, that's good.
Because while we've talked about this, you could probably find a restaurant in Springfield that does each separate meat better than Hogtied.
Right.
Like, best burnt ends for me is probably City Butcher. Best ribs, I would have to find. Best pork belly burnt ends is Smokin' Bob's.
God, I just went somewhere that had ribs.
But if you want to say that everything is darn good, Hogtied and everything is really darn good. And then the sides were amazing.
Really good, yes.
Yeah.
Their homemade onion rings are the thin onion straws, but they're in rings. Those are seasoned well, done well. Their cornbread is made with honey in it. Their pork rinds are made fresh in-house with their own seasoning. What else do we had? Their mac and cheese and something else.
I think I went there like 2 weeks before you guys went there. And we got, I think, the 3-meat combo, and I can't remember what size we got. Okra was one of them.
I got a 2-meat combo, and she got a sandwich.
Yeah. I got the burnt ends.
You got the burnt-in
We got
sandwich?
burnt-ins. We got burnt-ins.
Yeah.
She got the burnt-in sandwich. I think I got brisket, and I think I got like pulled pork or something like that on the plate.
Yeah.
Then Ben got something, and Leandra got something else. It was so good.
Yeah, we
really
were all of us were super happy.
Yeah, it was really good.
Nope, and we might have to revisit this here another year or two. Talk about another 7, 8, 9, 10 places to go eat.
Yeah. Springfield's just got a plethora.
We talk about so much food on the Bun and Under podcast. We talk about food while we're...
Yeah.
Where do you eat before you go play your games?
Yeah.
These are some places to go eat.
Someone told me that about 5 years ago, Springfield had the most restaurants per capita.
Yeah, I think
in the United States.
I think somebody said we're a test kitchen. Like we just get
a lot of times.
Yeah,
we get a lot of stuff here before, and it's just like we
like that Taco Bueno. Whenever Taco Bueno was trying to be a thing, we had a couple one pop up, and then they kind of went away. And
it's got to be Whataburger too, because we got like 20 of them now in a month.
I know.
Yeah,
we're getting our second beefaroo. They have pretty good shades.
I don't like beefaroo.
Have you had their cheese curds?
No. After I went that one day.
Do you like cheese curds?
I love cheese curds.
Okay, their cheese curds are way better than Culver's.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Way better.
Are they better than Dairy Queen?
Dairy Queen what?
Cheese curds.
They're better than anything Dairy Queen has.
Have you tried the cheese curds?
Yes.
Have you tried the cheese curds? Yeah.
Which Dairy Queen were you going to?
Actually, a lot of times is the one over on Walnut. Oh, not on Walnut. It's one over from Walnut. Sorry. That would be...
that scary one?
The scary one.
The scary one over by Ben?
Yeah.
Ben lives just like a couple streets over by there.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Ben Gutowski?
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know he lived there.
Message him. He likes playing games too.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a...
I think he usually tries to do a Tuesday game group.
Yeah, the scary... Dairy Queen's got good cheese curds over there.
He lives like a couple blocks from there, a couple streets. He's got 2 Aussie dogs, which...
Border Collies.
Oh, are they Border? I thought they were Aussies.
They're Border Collies.
Border Collies. It's the reason why we ended up getting Buck. We had so much fun, and like 3 weeks later, he's like, "Hey, we're gonna have an interview with the dog." And he was a good boy.
He's a good boy.
But, all right, that's where you should go eat.
Mm-hmm. Plus about 100 more. So
yeah,
we'll get more places. But until then, we'll see you later. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
The 417 Gamer Podcast is recorded and produced by Rick Bagwell and Andrea Smith. The intro and outro music we use, Kind, Gentle, Beautiful Person, and Making Up for Lost Time, was created by Origami Replica. We want to thank Mike Harris for coming by and sharing his expertise on some of our lists and topics. For show notes, head over to the Facebook page at the Hobby Gaming Network. Play with the 417Gamers in the area. Follow 417Gamers on Instagram at 417Gamers, and they have a YouTube page. But until our next episode, keep gaming. 417.